Marianne just texted me, and I think we're going to bring her back. I'd like to talk to her some more because she did say that she doesn't have direct contact with her customers as Lance goes through the process of calling her back. Let me get Lorraine into this conversation here.
Yeah, I'm right here.
800-655 Mike. Hey, Lorraine, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. What a wonderful day in America. I'm glad to
It
be an
is.
American,
I
and I'm
am
going to
too.
stay an American. But I'm going to tell you this. Yes, I'm a little upset with Marianne, and you would think that what she's saying sounds very valor, but it's not. It's fear, and it's fear of the fact I sense that she doesn't really want to know she has it. You know, what I mean, and she loves it. Hello.
Oh, I lost you. Hang on, we got the
I'm
wrong.
going to keep that going.
What? Say. I'm sorry. We got cut off there for a second. Tell me what you were saying. So she's got you alarmed?
Yeah, because I live in Texas, but I'm only like 50 miles from San Antonio. But goodness, I mean, I'm ready to look at all the Mariannes that's in the in the South Texas area now. If you know a Marianne, ask her.
Well, I mean, you got to wonder about people who frankly are reacting the way she is. That listen, I got families to feed. I've got to work. But she suspects I mean, I think she told me in her call that she suspects she has coronavirus. Bonnie, you're up on the Mike Gallagher Show. Hey, Bonnie, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm just alarmed at the ignorance of Marianne. I just cannot believe someone would put other people's lives at risk. I mean, it's as wrong as someone with HIV having unprotected sex and potentially killing someone. She could kill people. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And her children, she and her children should be quarantined because kids can be asymptomatic. And
Right.
as we found out last week from Dr. Fauci, that they can transmit it asymptomatically.
Correct. And many people have likely transmitted it asymptomatically. Incidentally, Dr. Anthony Fauci is scheduled to be on the show tomorrow, so we'll talk to him. And in fact, he's been the face and the voice of the medical community. So every single day, we're trying to get a medical expert on to answer your questions, and we're going to go to the very top tomorrow with Dr. Anthony Fauci. We've got Marianne back, and first of all, Marianne, I very much appreciate you coming back with us because I don't want to embarrass you or shame you in any way, shape, or form. But let's go back to what you said to me a couple of minutes ago, and as you can imagine, a lot of people are reacting very strongly to your call. Do you suspect
Right.
you are positive for coronavirus?
So the chances of me being positive for coronavirus are low. And the reason I say that is because, yes, I interact with other people on a daily basis, but there's not any handshaking involved. I don't have to come within, 6 or 10 feet of those people. So my whole point was, and because I think that where we went wrong is I didn't have enough time to kind of explain to you
Right.
what I do. But anyways,
well, you don't have to tell us, and frankly, I don't really want you to tell me what you do because I don't want any repercussions for you at all. I mean, we're trying to get through this together as Americans.
Definitely.
But what you said was, but correct me if I'm wrong. You said that you've been exposed to people who have tested positive for coronavirus. You've had some symptoms. You said your doctor advised you to go get tested, but you don't want to get tested. Do I have that wrong?
Well, so the thing is the reason that I don't want to go down and get tested is because I feel like, one, there's very limited, like there's not enough tests for everybody is what I was told, right? And then two, I also don't want to fall into that, you know how there's a certain amount of people that just run down, they're like, oh my gosh, like I could have this. And then that limits the amount of tests that there are for the people who generally.
Right, but I think we have to go back to what your doctor said because you were so smart to reach out to your doctor and good for you. And your doctor advised you to come in and get tested, right?
So she told me, because I told her, I said, look, I've got a cough, right? I've got a scratchy throat. At the same time, there's like pollen everywhere. And she said, look, if you get fever or if you get any, if your symptoms progress, she said, I want you to go down immediately and get tested. She said, but it wouldn't hurt for you to go down now. So what I'm trying
Marianne,
to do
why not go down now? Why not? If your doctor said it doesn't hurt to go down now, I mean, Marianne, I think everybody kind of feels like, and we're trying to lift you up here. I'm not trying to ostracize you. I'm not trying to be mean to you. But Marianne, if your doctor says it's a good idea for you to get tested, you should go get tested. And because you could, as callers are pointing out, even though you're not maybe touching people you're coming in contact with. And I know it's scary, Marianne. The government is trying and scrambling to help people like you financially. We're going to do everything we can to lift you up, but you can't put people who are vulnerable in harm's way, and you could
Oh,
be doing great.
definitely,
You know what
definitely.
I
So
mean?
I completely hear you. So I'll go down and I'll get tested today, and
Thank you. Thank
but I
Yeah,
want you
please
to
do.
know. But I do want you to know that if I had symptoms that were, I guess, progressed, right? So if I really
Right.
thought that it was possible for me to have this, I wouldn't be working. And I think that my whole point is that there are people like me who are, in a different circumstance, and that
Right.
it's really unfair, like the way that like there's really no help for people like me, right? So I
Well,
think
that's
that
the
my
thing,
whole
and
point.
but we got to take it one step at a time, Marianne. So here's the most important thing: your doctor thinks it's a good idea for you to get tested. I would strongly urge you, and I know it's tough, it's a sacrifice, but please don't come in. I would go right there and get tested. If you don't mind, we'd love to follow up because everybody now is going to be interested in your case. But you should get tested and not come in contact. Come in contact with as few people as you can right now until you know for sure. Because Marianne, you're going to feel terrible if you
No,
have
for
been
sure. If
positive
I were
and
to
you
get somebody sick, and
right,
I
you don't
read
want
on
to
the
do that.
CDC website how to like prevent that, right? So if they say that you could be sick or whatever, you don't come within like a certain amount of feet within people.
Right.
Like
You don't want to come in contact with
10.
anybody. And of course,
So
and if you're positive, they want you to self quarantine. This is going to be
if
tough.
I'm positive,
You
I'm going to go get tested today, but if I'm positive, I'm not going to leave my house.
can't. Well,
I'm
they
not going
won't
to
let
risk
I mean
that.
they're going to tell you you're going to have to stay home. But so Marianne, listen, I appreciate that. Lance, follow up there with Marianne and let's make sure we follow up with her after she gets tested so I can keep everybody posted on her circumstance. But thank you, Marianne, for following our strong recommendation that you follow your doctor's advice. Listen, that's what I'm all about is listening to the experts.